During the winter months. We're going to have more on how to keep your humidifier clear and clean up next.
Very foggy out there this morning. Wet, gray, drizzly, kind of yucky, but hey, 36 degrees, 9:48 this Saturday morning. Thanks for being with us. In the last couple of weeks, we've all been setting our thermostats a little bit higher and hearing the furnace kick in. If you will, we are back in our cocoons.
That's right. Now, even though we all want to stay warm, we need a little moisture in that heated air, and that means tending to the humidifier on your furnace. And for tips on how to do that, we turn to our handyman, Dale Cranston.
Okay, what we're going to do here is we've come down. Another thing before we get to working on other projects, we're going to service the furnace here a little bit. So I've got my replacement humidifier evaporator pad here, because I just replace them. There's instructions of how to clean them, but here it says replace yearly. I replace them every time I see them. And then this is a type of pleated filter that can be used. We have a different filter in here, but that's a part that can be used. And now we're going to get at it. So usually these humidifiers, they may be in tight spaces or something like that. They're hard to get to. That's why people don't service them. And what a humidifier does, it'll add to the humidity content in your house, because winter is very dry around here. So what we'll do is, we know that this is all crusty in here and hard from the minerals in the water from running all last season, so I'm going to go in here and just try and pull this out of here. Okay, so here we are, sure enough, and it's drippy and wet, but see, it's all crusty and hard from the, and it's supposed to be soft, like our new one. It's all crusty and hard, and the minerals are on here too. So we're just going to kind of clean these minerals off a little bit, and I'm going to pull this pad off. Let me see if I can pull this off. It's really rendered pretty useless when it's all crusty like this. We'll just get this old one off. Okay. There's new different types of humidifiers nowadays too that are it's an all-time running type of a humidifier. It's a continuous run. Now it has to have a floor drain in order for it to operate, but it doesn't. It eliminates this pad that gets all crusty and messed up. See, this is the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a big sponge. Is what it does. It works like it just fills up with water. It turns around and fills up with water, and the hot air circles past it and picks up moisture through it. So we're going to go ahead and put this back in place. I'm going to check my water level in there. Plenty of water, and sometimes every other year, every few years, we'll take this bottom portion off and we'll scrape all the sludge off from in there. Use half part vinegar and half water, and it'll break off some of those minerals. Okay, so what we'll do before we put the top on is we'll double check, and we'll make sure. We'll go upstairs, we'll turn on the thermostat, make sure that the furnace is running, so that I can make sure that it's turning. That's why we have this little window here. Make sure it's turning. And for now, what we'll do is we'll go over here, and we will we're going to turn on make sure the water supply is turned on. Now these little valves here, sometimes they, when they're out like this, they're on. Sometimes when they're in, they're on. So you're just going to have to, check it, turn it on, and then check it. Okay, now this is going to be our humidistat. Now on the humidistat, what we're going to do is we keep it pretty high, because what happens is people don't usually come down and mess with their humidistat. So I usually keep it up here between 40 and 50. I keep it up pretty high. Okay, we kicked on our furnace. We got the humidifier is basically hooked to the fan switch. So you hear the burners coming on. You got to wait till the fan comes on. Then we can see that it's turning in there, and it's getting wet with water. Our reservoir's full of water. We got a good flow on the water, so we're back up in action. And
that's a pretty important feature, because you can really dry out your sinuses and everything if you don't have that. You say you don't even know if you have one.
I'm trying to figure out if I even have one of those. I have to go down and look.
If you don't, it shows us how to get rid of the old noisy one with an improved quiet one.
Okay, this Saturday, what we're going to do is we're going to put in a new bathroom fan. And this you can see up here, we've got one of these old style, small little noisy fans that's basically ineffective. We're going to put in a new low-zone Brown 100